I got a video for you here from Current Revolt. He covered the No Kings protest in Dallas, Texas. Let's take a look.
I was asking for benefits from the government.
You were?
Yeah, I was one time. But you know what they did? I feel embarrassed because they came to my house, man, to check them out and make sure I was needing what I was needing.
No way, you're kidding. You asked the government to give you a handout? And they decided to check into you to make sure that you actually needed that handout. What a crazy system we live in here. He's protesting this. I mean, clearly, it must be a bad system. Let's see what else he has to say.
You know, I was going through a struggle, financial, and these people...
Financial. He's going through a financial struggle, which, I mean, I would understand that if I had immigrated to another country, I'd probably be going through a financial struggle too, both financial and national, all at the same time.
Man, this government came to my house to check and make sure how I was doing in my house. I'm like, dude, that was, for me back then, that was like maybe 20 years ago, man. I felt disrespected by the system, so I was like, you know what, you can keep...
He felt so disrespected by the system because they checked up on him when he was asking for a free handout that he told them that they could keep their money. Okay, wow. The logic here is just...
Your benefits, I'm gonna work my ass.
Do you think there should be any amnesty for, like, should there be full amnesty for all people who are non-citizens?
I believe so.
Even the ones that...
All right. So this guy, the government decided that he didn't actually need benefits, and it, clearly, he just said that. It was like, I went out and I got a job instead. I did it on my own. I figured it out. Okay. Well, that's what their job is to do. So you felt disrespected by them going to you. You want to bet that he didn't feel disrespected by them going to him and checking up on him. What happened was they went and they checked up on him and said, well, you're perfectly healthy. You can get a job. You don't get welfare. Sorry. There's no reason for you to get welfare. Just go get a job. And he felt disrespected by that. I bet that's what actually happened. And they want to give amnesty to all the illegals that come to this country. All of them. No matter what. Okay.
have committed crimes?
Well, not those.
Now, Aaron Sorrell's...
Oh, okay. He changed his mind there. Not those. Not the ones that commit crimes. See, it's good that this guy asks important questions.
hosted a rally today in Austin and only 30 people showed up for it. What do you think about that?
Who did that?
Aaron Sorrell's hosted a rally in Austin today, the We're Done rally, and only 30 people showed up for that. What do you think about that?
That, I had no comments on that because I don't even know that. Who's that guy?
There you go.
Speaking good English.
You don't speak English? Oh, okay. How long have you been in Dallas?
About 10 years.
10 years? And no English?
Well,
that's a little... all right. What do you think of the rally? Good?
Yeah, everything is...
A lot of gringos.
Oh, yeah, a lot of white.
A lot of gringos.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Well, that's good. And you know that...
But no blacks.
Little black people.
Yeah, little black. No Asians.
Surprising, a lot of white people.
But no Asians.
Yeah. Only...
And no Indians.
I think more white people like different people.
Busy.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thank you.
All right, yeah, so this guy, he's been in the United States for at least 10 years, because he said he's been in Dallas for 10 years. It's been at least 10 years and doesn't speak English yet. Yeah, if you're going to live in a country, I mean, you should speak the language. I think that would be like the most obvious thing to do, is if you live in that country, you learn the language. And he pointed out that there's like basically only white people at this No Kings protest. Yeah, what is it with white people that think that they have to they think they have to help other people all the time? They can't help themselves. We got to do it because we're hurting them in some way, whatever.
Sir, why are you here today?
I'm not speaking.
You don't speak English?
No.
How long have you been in the U.S.?
I understand.
How many years?
30.
You've been here 30 years and you don't speak English?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
But 30 years?
Yeah, for 30 years.
And you don't speak English? If I lived in Mexico for 30 years, I learned Spanish.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Good for you.
You vote?
Yeah.
And that's the problem. These people who don't even speak English vote somehow.
Why are you mad?
I'm mad for everything, bitch.
He's mad for everything. Thank you. We're also attempting to find normal-looking people, and it's a struggle right now. It's a struggle. We found a chicken, but that's it. White women, old white women, and chickens and weirdos. And what brought y'all here today?
Fascism.
Same.
What about fascism?
We need to get rid of it.
It's not for us.
Nope.
You want to bet that these women don't even know the definition of fascism? Let's take a look at it here and see. An authoritarian and nationalistic right-wing system of government and social organization. I have a feeling that's inaccurate. Extremely authoritarian, intolerant, and oppressive idea or behavior. Very intolerant or domineering views or practices in a particular area. So the internet is, not accurate many times, and this is one of those times. Let's see what it says over here. Fascism is a far-right authoritarian. Okay, so it's saying the same thing. I went on Brave instead, and we can see what we got here. This seems like it might be a little bit more accurate. Fascism is a far-right authoritarian, ultranationalist political ideology characterized by dictatorial power, forcible suppression of opposition, and strong regimentation of society and economy. Well, we don't have strong regimentation of society and economy. It often involves a belief in a national social hierarchy, subordination of individual interests. Well, that's not happening. And a cult of leader, a cult of the leader. Oh, that's where they're getting right here. It's the cult of the leader. These people are only following Donald Trump because he's a cult leader. Fascism opposes democracy, liberalism, and socialism. All right. Let's see what else they have to say.
Not for our country.
Some Democrats I've interviewed today are okay with deportations provided it's just criminals. What's your thoughts on that?
I think if people can be proven to be criminals and they get their day in court here, and it can be shown that they have a criminal record, and I'm not talking like jaywalking, I'm talking murder, then...
I like the duality here. She points out jaywalking like one of the smallest crimes compared to the one that we consider the worst crime. only for the people who commit the worst crime in our judicial system, those are the ones that we're only going to worry about. Anybody who commits any other crime is fine. I'd like to know how she felt if some illegal forced himself on her.
Deport them.
Now, if you and I, like, say, went to Germany and we decided to get a job under the table, should we be allowed to stay in Germany indefinitely?
No.
That's up to the Germans.
Yeah.
You said...
No. Yeah, of course you're not supposed to be able to stay in a foreign country that you're not a citizen of indefinitely while working under the table. Oh, but it's okay in America.
No, but like, why?
Because you shouldn't work in a country where you're not allowed to be there.
So, like...
You go through the process. Everybody should
So,
go
like...
through the process.
So then you're against, like, the illegals that come here and work?
There's no such thing as an illegal. I disagree.
I'm sorry.
See, this is the problem that you're dealing with. These people don't even know what they're talking about. These people are so lost. And we're going to talk about this more.
I guess I'm just misunderstanding. You just said that we shouldn't be allowed to work in Germany if we're not allowed to be there.
I'm saying if you're allowed to be in Germany and you're allowed to hold a job, then you should be able to. But I don't think that's a reason to put somebody in prison or deport them to a country that's not their own.
Gotcha. But
Okay, the people who are being deported to a country that's not their own, those are criminals being sent to prison in a country that is not their own. We don't want to keep them here in the United States. We want to put them in a place that's not the United States. Well, their home country won't take them back, so we're just going to put them in prison in a different country. And we're paying these countries to take them. This is the problem. When people talk to me about this, they're like, oh, he's rounding people up and he's deporting them to countries that aren't their own. I'm like, yeah, if they're criminals, they're going to prison in countries that aren't their own. What are you talking about? Oh, it's just different. It's different. It's not that. Yes, that's what's happening. People are just, they want to live in their own fantasy of how bad he is.
my question, I guess, was if you and I went to Germany and we decided to take a job being paid under the table cash, should we be allowed to stay in Germany indefinitely?
I think that's up to the Germans. I agree with Frankie.
Well, I'm asking you.
It's up to the Germans.
I guess you could say the same law is up to Americans. If Americans decide that we should deport people for the same reasons, that's up to us. What city are you guys from?
Dallas.
Who's your mayor?
Good question. I can't think of his name. What's his name?
Johnson?
Is that his name? He's a traitor.
There you go. Thanks, ladies. We're like the same skin color, so I assume you're Mexican too, right?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Were you born here? Or?
No, but my I was born here, but my parents are from Mexico.
Now, you and I are both like of Mexican descent or Latino descent. Do you think that we should have you and I meaning should have the right to go to Mexico and stay indefinitely if we wanted to?
No, actually, I just moved back from Kenya. I was there for 2 years, and I had to leave because my visa expired.
So do you think that you left, obviously, you followed the law. Don't you think that people that come here should behave the same way?
Yes, I do, but I think that we should. We've always been trying to come up with a way that gives respect to humans.
What city are you from? Or what city do you live in?
We already have that. We've already given respect to humans. We have a very kind judicial system in this country where we do not degrade people. It's cruel and unusual punishment. We have to treat them with human rights, human dignity. We have civil rights in this country. We have to treat people that way. And as far as you coming here illegally, you still have human rights. We can't degrade you as a person. Oh, you pulled me away from my children, my crying, my screaming children. That happens to all criminals if they have children. It's so ridiculous.
Grand Prairie.
Grand Prairie. Who's your city councilman? Who's your mayor?
We just voted for him, and I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, good. Thank you so much. No, thank you so much. Take care.
Who made this woman god of the protest here? He's trying to get video documentation of the events happening. Oh, no, get out of here. You can't do that.
There's a million cases.
public.
I don't know.
Back up! 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 Back up!
So if you're in Dallas and you know this individual right here, you know what to do. What is it? What did we do to these people? Oh, that's right. We cancel them. So cancel her. I mean, obviously, she's just an unreasonable individual. She's an idiot. It's ridiculous. He's trying to get video documentation of the events that are happening, as far as you know. And he's so far been very respectful of people. He simply asked them questions. What the hell?
Back up! Back up! Back up! Back up! What brought y'all out here today?
Resistance.
What are you resisting?
Trump.
What part?
All of it.
The orange stain.
All right, so that's basically the end. They have a pinata shaped like Trump, and he talks to another guy at the end that doesn't really have anything too pertinent to say. I drove through the No Kings protests here in my city. It was occupying two sides of a road of one of the main thoroughfares here in my city, and yeah, it was a lot of stupid stuff that people had misspellings on their sign, not intentional misspellings, like words that were tried to be. They were trying to spell correctly, but they were spelled incorrectly. Now, I am definitely not the person to be sitting here and judging you on your reading skills. But believe me, if I'm going to be making a sign and I want everything to be spelled properly on it, I'm going to be looking those words up. Hey, you've got the internet here. There's no excuse now. It was different before we had the internet. You had to look everything up in a dictionary or whatever. But now you can look every word up and spell it correctly every single time. There's a lot of misinformation there too. People think, oh, he's rounding people up in the middle of the night and shipping them out of the country to countries that aren't their own. It's like, that's only happening to criminals, and they don't have a right to be here. You don't have a right to be in this country, and then you break the law on top of that. Get out. I'm sorry. There's no excuse for that. If you're a guest in a country, I can tell you, if I immigrate to another country legally, I'm going to be on my P's and Q's all the time, because I'm considered myself a guest in this country. They didn't have to be kind enough to let me into their country. I'm going to be doing my very best to be respectful and follow their laws and rules, customs, and all that. Because that's what you do when you go to a foreign country. They're kind enough to let you in. Be nice to them. What the heck? I don't understand this. Like, people, they trash their apartment. It's like, okay, what did the landlord do for you to warrant trashing your apartment? You know, you are a guest there. That's not your property. And you destroyed it. Why? Was the rent too high? Well, did you agree to that? Okay, well, maybe he jacked it up after the fact. I understand that, but I mean, come on. There's rules that these people have to follow, and you can file complaints. So really, there's no reason to trash an apartment. I mean, if they do break the law and stuff like that, yeah, okay. I get where you come from. They're mistreating you. They're overcharging you, all these different things. I can understand that, but it's not your property. Treat it with respect. That's just how you do things. I don't know. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate it. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure that you're still subscribed. YouTube does unsubscribe people. You can find me on Rumble and on Twitter. I will see you all in the next video.